Alright. I gotta get some water. 2002. That's not as early as I remember. But hey. Shonen Jump anime game that I've seen yet. Sprite work is immaculate so far. I don't know, you tell me what you think. It's a sad state of affairs. I'll talk more about that. I want to get people coming in here and talking, but this is One Piece. Swan Colosseum. I think that's its full name. I don't know. I can't read Japanese. This is a fighting game. Really, that's about it. You know how these go. Okay. Let's see, this isn't helping. And copied books. This is an option, this is extras. Can't say I give a shit about One Piece either. Alright, never mind. Alright, options. Game settings. 99. Computer. Easy. Please. And that's about it. I'm not changing anything else. This is a fighting game, so it's so much more easier for me to do stuff. I can just play through arcade mode or whatever. I'm losing it here, but let's go. On my beautiful WonderSwan Color, brought to you by the fine folks at Bandai. They really had a shot. They just, I guess, never marketed outside of the, well, Japan market, unfortunately. Certainly could be better than the GBA at some games. But yeah, it just failed, unfortunately, like everything else. Alright. We got Luffy, like the LARPers call him. I could care less about any other character, so you should have known this was coming with my track record of fighting game choices. So I picked what I thought was versus mode. And holy hell is this loud. Alright, what do we got? Another little story mode for each character you pick. Why are we not translating this? There we go. Do I really want to translate all of this? This is really going to extend my stream time, I know that. Fighting him first. Son of it. What is this, Pokemon? What is this track? What am I hearing? There should be only 2 buttons. That's not a good starting point. We did have a good time with, look at that. With, oh, nice. But it seems to be movement based, you can double jump. We had a good time with Toshinden on the Game Boy. But that didn't have a jump button. It was just go up. Okay, so here it just seems to be motions. That's okay. So you just take it easy, it's not that bad. There's really not much to it. Seems to be like a special bar, but I don't know how you would even work with that. Get the fuck off me. How would you even block in this? Because there's only 2 buttons, as you can see. And I don't think they'd be using the extra stuff. That was mostly for, whatchamacallit, vertical games. Music's okay. Like I said, it just reminds me of Pokemon, and we've been here forever. How much health is he gonna have? Yeah, I did want to say, a lot of Shonen Jump animes, just anime, have really terrible video games overall. They just get the real short end of the stick. I've seen shoujo anime get some really good otome games, some visual novels. Meanwhile, Shonen Jump shit just gets shafted. I hope we're past like the 3-minute, 5-minute mark so I can start saying stuff like that, but yeah. It's pretty bad. They're usually always fighting games like Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto, obviously. But they're all just a bunch of what the young kids called slop, if you look back at the history of all their games. Bleach has like a 4-player arena fighting game slop thing. Naruto has 3D fighter slop. All the games are the exact same thing. Dragon Ball at least has some decent fighting games. Slop. One Piece, I don't know. This is all I could find. They also have some other games for the DS and the Game Boy, but it's all just garbage. That's what it looks like to me anyway, just garbage. Low quality stuff too. A lot of RPGs as well for some of the games, especially Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has like dozens of RPGs. These are like early Dragon Ball days. One Piece has a few. They have a few party games on this system as well. But they never have anything concrete. They never have anything good, you know, like a 2D fighter. Dragon Ball has a few, but they're not great. They're not the best. They're not Capcom or SNK, like, quality levels. You know, same with Bleach, Naruto, and all that. Which is a shame. This is probably the best you're gonna get out of a One Piece fighting game. Oh my god. How the hell do I do any of that? Well, I won. And yeah, it happens with modern, like, shonen anime as well. I wasn't expecting a fucking copy-paste 3D fighting arena for Demon Slayer. Same thing I think happened to JJK. Maybe it was Chainsaw Man. My Hero got the same exact treatment. It was just a 3D arena where the camera is always behind the first player. Like, you couldn't take a book from, like, Berserk. You couldn't make, like, an adventure action game. A hack and slash. Hell, even an RPG would have been nice, but still. I can only think of one. Why can't I do that? I can only think of one Gundam game, fighting game. I think that's like an NES game. But what do I know? I don't really like Gundam. If anything, I'd feel isolated for not. Don't remember much about it, but it was just the usual as well. You know how Dragon Ball has like a million games that just go over the Dragon Ball Z saga for like the 60th time on repeat, and they all look the same. I think that's what the Attack on Titan game was. It was just going over the story of the anime, just recapping everything, and that's okay, but come on now. Berserk PlayStation 4 game had that, but You can still go through it with different characters. You had a whole survival mode. I don't even know if there was a multiplayer mode either, but it's something. This is tougher than it looks. I am going to be switching to other One Piece games that I find, because I don't think I'll ever play them again. I'm not a big shonen fan either. Not an anime tourist or a black Twitter user. Yeah, no. People like to complain about isekai being like the quote-unquote slop of anime. I would say shonen is the biggest slop as it's used in modern vernacular. I would say that more as an insult to the fans, quote-unquote, in the West than I am of, like, the animation studios and the writers. Because shonen fans are really some of the worst. Especially because more than half of them are just LARPing. Tourism at its finest for anime. I've only really gotten into old shonen, but that's because old shonen had, you know, substance to it. Like Full Metal Alchemist. And I dare say, you know, classic Dragon Ball. This is way back when I did watch it still. I wouldn't say Inuyasha is also shonen. Shonen is just anime for young boys, or young men. That's all it stands for. You know, there's no set anything, it's just... if it's made for young men, that's kind of the only criteria. But yeah. In that sense, honestly, I'm more into shoujo, which is young women's anime, which is usually 99% just romance and drama soap operas. And whatever other romance genres are supposed to be, I guess it would just be like for all people, but even then it's usually just young men still anyway. But we're getting off track here. Doesn't really matter. We can talk about the problems with the industry all day here. But like I said, this one probably has the best sprite work that I have seen. Even if it is little dumb, chibi fighting models. I would have preferred like an actual fighting game, but this is still much better than anything else that I've seen from like the Game Boy or the DS. Oh my god. It gets to a point where it's not even easy anymore. It's just button mashing because there's only one button to attack. This is giving me nasty Virtua Fighter vibes in that sense. And hey, background as well. Alright. The sound effects though, the music and everything could be better here. I have played plenty of WonderSwan games and this is actually hurting my hearing right now. This is an insult to my ears. I have to turn down the volume too. Alright, we got items. I'd certainly get more WonderSwan games in here, it's just... there's not that many on my backlog, and it's usually all Japanese only. Not a lot of translation work has been done for this, even though there's like less So I don't know if my... combination of both. Are we cutting out? I haven't been paying attention to the audio bar. You know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I don't mix and match volumes in my voice, but sometimes I end sentences with a lower tone. Maybe because it's... you know, I guess the tone of the conversation goes that way, but it ends up not getting picked up by the mic. Maybe, that's what I'm thinking. Because it happens in Discord sometimes. You know, I don't have to start yelling every sentence. Sometimes you gotta say something softly to make your point. Yeah, that might also be part of the noise gate. You know, it blocks any, like, sounds that are not a certain decibel level. My voice to make a point, or I guess kind of just mumble so you can just hear mumbling. It just activates and blocks all sounds coming in. Until it hears something loud again, like my voice, at full volume. And it sucks, obviously. But that's how it's gotta be. White noise in the background, or even the fan going on. Or if you want to just hear me breathing, that's how sensitive mics are. At least mine is, without any noise gates or filters on. But the main reason I have it on is echoing. I just don't want you to hear what's happening on the game, and you never do, so it works. I'd fight with that so much to the point where I had to play with like super low volume on my end, not be able to hear anything. Just because you'd hear the echoing in the background. So I guess I'll try not to lower my tone, which isn't easy. Like I said, you never hear me be... What to? It hurts my throat and my head. Because then I start straining myself to speak louder than I usually do. And it sucks. I guess that's why I hate crowded areas. I just don't like having to raise my voice just so you can hear me. I don't have a loud voice to begin with anyway. So it's pretty much straining at the end of the day. It's not like I can just try to be loud all the time. Interesting. Oh, I did it. I don't know who any of these... I don't even know what that did. Oh, you can run. Nice. But yeah, I'm never watching One Piece. I have zero interest in this kind of shonen. Maybe if they made it like SNK that had like gals fighters where all the female characters had a fighting game, maybe then I'd be probably more interested, but not really at this. At the very least, I'll touch like a Dragon Ball Z game or something, like a fighting game. I can't do the flower anymore. Oh shit. This is probably the boss, so... And we won! We've been winning by default this whole time. But hey, we did it. Nami won something, I don't know. Got the credits? Hell yeah. Alright, we did it, we beat the game. Great, I can add this to my list of games beaten. I think this is just arcade mode, it's not the same. So I'm not adding it. We can try another character. And then move on. I hope it's just a gag or something. It wasn't in the character list. Oh yeah, that's terrible. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. If I'm having a migraine or a headache, I guess melt into the ether and come back a different day. But that's the thing, isn't it? I feel like almost every day I'm either feeling decent or my head's Robin. Might be age, I don't know. Could be something else. Maybe I'm just that unlucky, or you know how it is. But there's nothing worse than any type of headache or head pain. I'd rather literally anything else than have to suffer that. So, you know, I feel for you. Okay, let's get one more. There's only so much I can do out of fighting game. What is this mode? Chopper it is. You can probably see the screen much better on a phone that's not that stretched out. It'd be like staring down at a Game Boy screen. Alright, this seems to be just about the same exact thing. I guess, I don't know what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be like a story mode. Not another arcade mode. That is in... I keep trying to do it, but whatever. Like I said, I don't know anything about these characters. What the hell did I just do? think I healed myself. I don't know. But this music is nasty to my ears. It is a heal, that's something. I did play the race mode on Sonic, like probably once or twice. It was okay. Not a big Tails fan either. Please, I don't want to listen to this track anymore. The volume's so low, but it's still loud in my ear. Literal immunity when doing that, that's crazy. What does that even do? And if I heal, then I probably don't have like a special or anything. Great. But yeah, this was like intermediary. I'm thinking of the Neo Geo Pocket. This was around the same time as the Game Boy Advance. A little bit after the Game Boy Color, obviously. So it's not super strong. I don't think it's the same exact thing as the Game Boy Advance. But it is pretty up there. Let me do the thing. Damn. That is... It's got all my health back. But I hope we're not cutting out anymore, at least. I have no idea what this is. So many One Piece characters. Meanwhile, we get a... This reminds me of San Andreas in the background. Interesting. What did that even do? What am I even doing half the time? There's only one button. Interesting. I think we'll play GTA whenever I get bigger. Sometime. I wonder if you can tell that I'm getting bored of One Piece. Just a bit. Alright. That is not who I thought I was, or who I thought it was. Again, so many... Oh shit. So many characters in this anime. I doubt anybody knows all of them. Unless you're diehard fans that have been re-watching from the very beginning. And that's a feat in and of itself. Oh, we're getting somewhere. There we go. Alright, a new character. I think he was in the credits. Yeah, rush attacks. Interesting. Not what I wanted. What does that even do? I don't think I'm gonna be stronger, or maybe I'm faster. I think. Never mind, it doesn't feel like it. I could do that. Sure, somebody knows what's going on. Might be like an anime thing. Well, it could be just... it could be a game thing, like a game story. I don't know. Alright, range. I thought it was a dodge, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I wish I could do that too. I gotta do something now. And not get interrupted. It's the best I got. Shit. Oh, I so little. I don't need that. As long as he won't get me in the tornado again, I think we'll be fine. Come on! Stop dilly-dallying. Why? I don't even know if I have to hold it or if I have to, like, do something special. But we win. Hey, we saw this already. Alright, now. Let's see. Haven't seen half the roster, really. The main roster. Because now, no. Okay, next game. Hey, it's the SP, not the original Game Boy. I usually had that set for the Japanese games. I wonder what I messed up here. This isn't a... Oh yeah, this isn't a American release. Don't matter. I'm gonna skip all the RPG-esque songs, or games. They'll take forever to get through. To do anything, even. This looked more like, this might actually be a US game. Maybe I'm fucking up. Doesn't matter, it looks like a beat 'em up. That's something. Yeah, I can never get behind the goofy shit that's in One Piece. That looks even dumber. Interesting. Trying to figure out any other moves. No, it's just a beat 'em up. Just a platforming beat 'em up. All right. This is simple enough. Is it a Mario thing? Oh god, it is a platforming beat 'em up. If I was gonna play this, I'd play something like Ninja 5-0 or Ninja Gaiden or Shinobi. Thought I had a double jump. Thought I did. Got some XP at the bottom, I think. Alright, you can grab onto things, but not really, I guess. Just horizontally, that's great. I guess the suits really wanted something to capitalize on when it comes to big anime IPs. Because this isn't all that great. Looks nice, I guess. Looks pretty cute. But I'm just brutally honest. This is pretty simple. It's not... I don't think Kid Me would be, like, ecstatic to keep playing this. Interesting. Alright, sure. Why not? It's that empty dead end. As I was saying, I think after this I'll just go back to playing what I was doing. Or get like in a call or something. Play some more old games and just have a good time that way. I guess we're not going that way. Well, hope you're having fun. Anything else left on the list? Who the hell are you? Alright. Sure. Great. Anything left on the list is just... I don't want to say shovelware, but... It's all... older, weird, maybe less engaging games. Maybe there's like a couple that I could just sit here for like a couple hours, maybe. But not really catch my interest super much. As opposed to like Tetris. Sunday. You know what I mean. What did I just do? I don't want to do this again. Get me out of here. But when the time comes and I need a new list, I'll ask, I'll make a poll. It'd be pretty sad if nobody said anything like usual, but I have hope. Granted, if I get no suggestions, I'll just fill them in myself anyway, but that's kind of what I've been doing anyway. Great game mechanics. Yeah, same here. You can't see my face, but I got that pretty deadpan. Not really a poker face, more of a dead inside face right now. And I don't know if it's the simplicity of the game or if it's like, maybe it's too easy or maybe it's not that engaging. I don't know. If this were any other platformer, I could probably squeeze something out of it. We still got the DS left to go. Great. A bomb item. Honestly, this just feels like one of those low-quality license games that you would see on the DS. Like the most basic of basic platformers or isometric nothingness. Right. I know Disney had a bunch of those. Alright, whatever that is. Something like that. Oh no! Time to move on to the DS. Continue the game. Oh. Oh, there's a couple of DS games. None of these look pleasing. They look like beat 'em ups. I go with ones. Here we are. I did download a bunch of Disney interactive games with PlayStation, so I can play those again after more than 20 years. We can try those someday. Be on stream, maybe privately, doesn't really matter. Could be the next rotation. I haven't really thought about anything to play on the PlayStation 1. Alright. Great. Great. Oh, even better. The switch screen is the fucking translation button. Alright, I guess we're not translating anything anytime soon. So what is this? Versus Com. This is a fighting game. Great. Alright, I got nothing. Unless I can switch characters. Yes, please. Only one correct choice. There you go. Sure. I hope there's no touch controls. Oh hey, DS 3D. You don't see that every day. So while we're finding out, you know, what's good? Anything happened lately? It's not like there's much gameplay to go off of. These camera angles are really killing it. Touch? Touch what? Touch where? I just activate. Yeah. You gotta be fucking kidding me if we're playing a battle game like this, and then you have to press a touchscreen at the same time. Doesn't seem like it, but there are. Like that. This is all one button too, by the way. Oh, and there's a block button, a dedicated button. I hate it. But I don't know. I got nothing to say. Thought you could fill in dead air for me. Hey, I can't appreciate Nami's model because it's all pixelated. Isn't that some? It's okay in game, but the 3D could be a little bit better overall. It's just too pixelated. You can barely see anything, and I've played plenty of 3D DS games. I'm sure this is fun and maybe, you know, download play for the DS with friends, but other than that, I don't want to be touching every fucking time I'm doing stuff. Like, what am I even doing here? Just activating all my deck here? Isn't this broken? But the only one with a face is Chopper. How do I even know if we have lives? I don't know. There's no criteria or anything. Maybe it's like there's a symbol up there. I guess that's KOs. Maybe. Alright, I guess. Yeah, this could be better if it was remade into like... It's at least fighter. I'll give it that. And it's not just trying to copy Smash Bros. At the very least. It just kind of is 2D... Well, a 2D plane with 3D characters. If that makes any sense. But like I said, shonen are like the overrated anime genres, so any games that they get is usually just shovelware or low effort just to sell, I guess, because the IP sells. The only exception being Dragon Ball, because that's like universally known, so it's gonna have high quality for the most part. Budokai franchise is pretty good, at least. I haven't played any of the RPGs, so I wouldn't know. And I thought Fighter Z was pretty boring. It was a pretty ADHD-inducing fighting game, I'll tell you that. A button masher. Kind of like this, but, you know, the combos were prettier. I think that was the whole appeal of the game, was just pretty stuff happening on your screen. Just mash a button and wow. I'd read maybe I saw somewhere somebody say that one of the DS fighters was pretty good. It had a bunch of characters and it played pretty decently. I think it was like a 2D fighter, I don't know. I only played the ones mentioned. But yeah, other than like cheesy controls here, this isn't too bad. It's just, it needs more, as you can see. I won't shit on it too much. I really hate games with a dedicated block button to begin with. That's just my bias. But you're right. We just talked about shonens and all that earlier. Sudden death? Nami? Here's about the best thing about this game right now. Never fucking mind. Yeah, interesting concept with decks and all that, but I'm not gonna touch my screen while my thumb's on the face buttons. It's not like some other games where the face buttons just don't have any input or anything, they just don't do anything. So you have free reign to use the stylus and the D-pad, it's different, you know. Moving on. Playing with a stylus on emulation is a pretty daunting task too. Tried playing one of the Call of Duty games and it's unplayable, to say the least. I go through hoops and tribulations just to get the mouse going as a stylus, and even that's hard because you get a bunch of other shits going. Alright, whatever. Next fighting game. This one looks like it's more 2D. About the same thing. It might just be a beat 'em up too, I don't know. I'm gonna let this song play out so we can move on to the next one. I don't think I'm gonna be playing anything after this, honestly. Now, you know what? I do have something else we can play after this. I might have to cut the Twitch stream short. Nobody's watching there, so if you're on YouTube, good for you. Music just cut out real quick. Is that how short it is? Oh well. Trade one good one for another. Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip all that. Screw the DS, we're going straight for the GameCube. You probably will never imagine what the hell this is. But if anything happens while I press some buttons here, cancel out the Twitch. Sorry to say for any Twitch viewers, which there aren't many. I see some people watch it like after the fact, but maybe there's just lurking people or bots that are not allowed to chat because I have that shit blocked. I never know. There's no analytics I can look at, I think. But let's see. Hopefully nothing breaks with anything. Alright. This is gonna be the final game of the day. This is about to be the worst thing you've ever seen, or the best. It's another, I guess, Smash Bros. Clone, which is the same shit, just a 3D, a big arena fighter. At least it's not the typical, like, Naruto. I don't even think I'd prefer a Twitch following more so than a YouTube one. I don't know what this says, but Why is there a delay on that? Alright, well, yes. Oh, my eyes. Thank you, Bandai. Namco. Piece of shit. Soft Deck, I'll give them their dues, and ADX too. I don't know who these guys are. Holy shit, this is bright. Alright.
Battle Stadium. D-O-N.
This is that was a guaranteed copyright claim. We'll find out in about 2 hours. But let's see. 2006. I know nobody played this, honestly. Yeah, I wanted to play Goku, but then this is a One Piece video, so go figure.
Survival Challenge.
Alright, I think they got an English guy, an American guy to just narrate shit.
Practice. Minna de Batusuta. Hachachike. Option. Hitori de Batusuta.
Because he's got no English accent whatsoever.
Challenge.
Survival Challenge. And then he sounds like he's got a Japanese accent. Well, you know, reading Japanese accent. You know what I mean. Everybody battle. What was I gonna say? I really hate, really hate 3D anime or any animation that has like less than 10 frames a second. It really is grating to my eyes when I watch it. Watching the intro was a little painful at the beginning, but the music was pretty good, even if it's copyrighted. Honestly. Alright. You got these guys that I'm not even gonna think about. This is the roster. Alright, Gohan. Interesting. There might be more characters. We got teams, alright. There's no Nami, so I'm already not interested in the least bit. So I guess Sanji it is. I'm not talking too loud for you, but the fucking game music is in my ears right now, and my PC volume's already lowered enough. Let's get one of each, I guess. Some Naruto. Gotta be Piccolo. And it's gotta be Vegeta. I don't care. Just yeah, get me to the tournament arena. Hey, the big screen showing the actual screen. You see that no loading shit on it?
Naruto, Piccolo, Vegeta. Get ready. Fight.
But yeah, didn't you want a Smash Bros clone? Fuck out of here. Yeah, just like Smash Bros, my least favorite fighting game franchise. I'm more of an old head. I just like whatchamacallit. I like 2D fighters with dedicated buttons. What the fuck is that? There's so many things I want to say right now. So many things. Look at that 2D animated audience. I either make a joke about one thing or I make a joke about everything I see. It's a little overwhelming right now. What the fuck is this, Bomberman? Why does he keep coming back? Right. Anyway. I really hate this shit. I don't know who's winning or how. But yeah. You can go watch me play Smash Bros. 64 and then you can kind of take a guess of how much skill I got on that. Oh god, it is Smash. Oh shit. You know, it'll come to a point. I'm gonna start asking people to, audience members, to join me in playing these fuck-ass party games. So you better be ready for that. First, now how do I do that? Because the game doesn't fucking teach me. Oi, oi, oi. Oh my god. I mean, I'm winning. I don't know what to do now. There's no special button. Anyway, I'm not reading all that. They're all corny. And so is Smash Bros. But as a throwaway fighting game, it's okay. Especially as a group, like friend group game. Those are always decent, or pretty good in the moment. But yeah. This can't be all the characters. It can't be all the characters. I saw Frieza, I think, in the shit. I'm not reading all that. As I was saying, I'm gonna put on some party games. I'm gonna make one of you join in. Whatever, let's go in again. Not about the dilly daddle, look for codes or... On that title, I'm calling one of you. No ifs and buts. Let's see. Alright. I got no more One Piece games that are interesting. The rest are all like RPGs or bullshit, so... There's no fun in that. Chopper it is, I guess. Let's do it like that. the Naruto village, I think. But no, there won't be any more. That ship has sailed. He was with
Piccolo, Sakura, Zoro, Chopper.
the fuck was he off the screen?
Get ready. Fight.
There is one guy who's been a fan of me since I started streaming again in like 2016 probably. Maybe earlier. But he's a bit of an enigma. I'll have to get in touch with him. For a more serious... I forgot there's a special. Nice. Never mind. What does Sakura even do? All I know about Naruto is I read a couple of chapters on Shonen Jump. I'd actually bought 2 volumes, or like magazine, or whatever the hell you call them. Those thick-ass books with all the shonen in them. This was back when Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and some other stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh was still in like circulation. Real interesting moves here for Piccolo. You know, this isn't so bad as a fighting party game, actually. I don't want to play this by myself. Oh, this shit kind of blows, but I don't know what to do now. I guess that didn't sound anything like the Piccolo I know. Well, I got nothing for you now, so it's that time. Seems I've been wanting to play with a party of 4. But it was impossible back then, and it's impossible now. Maybe give it a few... You know, maybe some fans will start popping up every now and then, so... I mean, I already got you, and I can think of probably one more person in the audience. But this is this, and that's that, so... There's also a bunch of other stuff we should play. I really wanted to get those Nintendo versus arcade cabinet ROMs going, but... Pick Nintendo IP like Mario, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, I can't find that. It is impossible. Like, they're non-existent anymore, it's just lost media at this point. Unless somebody can, like... As legal as it is, on like doing movies and shows and whatnot, it's still readable by your ISP, so I'm not doing all that anytime soon, probably. We'll see. I'll keep digging about to the darkest, deepest reaches of the internet. But yeah, we can do that. I think it's raining too. Let me check. You can enjoy whatever the hell is playing in the background. Which I forgot the name of the song, but it is a Halo Combat Evolved song. It's not raining. Surprising. it was gonna rain all week, and then it was just one day. But it happens. Try to get these retro games done. Maybe I'll mix them up or something. Because I know a few of them are going to be like one-offs, and it's going to be so boring to stream for like 30 minutes. So that's how long the games are, probably. So I'll figure something out. Maybe mix them up. Pick a thumbnail that's pretty inclusive overall. We'll see. And anyway, you know, till next time, I guess. This is a pretty short song. I wonder if it changed. Probably not. Oh, it did. Oh, we just heard this, so...